Namaste everyone. Tight hamstring represents heavy ego accumulation. Tight hips are indicator of suppressed emotions and resentment. This isn't just a stretching class, the work is happening at much more deeper level. This is also a preparatory practice for Hanumanasana, the split pose, which is all about devotion, compassion, service, love and kindness. Please practice 5 rounds of sun salutation before starting with this routine so that the body is nice and warmed up. Here we are starting with Utkatasana, so I'm taking a Kali Mudra, interlocking the fingers, keeping index finger active. Feet together and sitting low as if we sit in the chair. Pushing hips backward, moving arms backward, and chest is lifted. Keep looking straight here and just focus on creating that deep arch. Hips moving back as much as we can. Chest is coming forward. Keep raising arms up so that we have a length in the spine along with the backward bend. And we want to hold the posture here. Have your feet strong, tighten the navel. And breathe through chest here. We want to stay here for 3 more breaths. Sit low if you can. 2 more. Taking 1 more inhalation. Exhale, straighten the knee. Push the hips forward a little and release the arms. Preparing for Baddha Hastasana, so shift hands on the hips. Have your feet apart in line with the hips and move your hands under the feet. So your toes are touching the wrist. Keep your knees bent and look forward, making sure the abdomen is touching the thigh, and lean forward. Now if you start to round the back here, it's better to stay with the knee bend and keeping the abdomen on the thigh. Now if you can progress further with abdomen on the thigh, we want to start raising the hips up. Hips reaching up, keep looking forward. Start to squeeze the navel more. We are bending the elbows and move nose closer to knee. Continue leaning forward on the toe as if you are stepping onto your hands. And the final position, your entire upper body is going closer to lower body, making sure you don't round your spine like this. The moment you start rounding, we want to give a gentle bend on the knee and look forward a little so that we can straighten the entire spine from the upper back to the lower back. And with the practice, eventually you will have straight legs and straight spine. Okay, let's take 1 more inhalation here. Exhale, bend the knee, look forward, release hands down. Hands on the hips. Inhale and we come up, take a gentle backward bend. Push hips forward, lift the chest and look up. Exhale, back to center. Alright, let's move to the side wall and we are separating the legs here. Toes are slightly turned in and your feet are about 3 feet away from each other. Bend the knees softly and take a tabletop spine here. So I'm pushing my hips back, sinking the hips down, both the toes pointing forward. And only if you are stable enough, you want to interlock the fingers and stretch the arms forward. Keeping index finger active. So creating a deep stretch, lengthening the entire spine. Arms are straight and active. And again, try to sit as low as you can. Check the body weight is equal on toes and your heels. Exhale, drop hands in between the feet. Keep looking forward and start to raise your hips up. Exhale and move head closer towards the floor. Now again, anytime if you start rounding your back, you might need to keep the knees bent softly. Again, same goes for any back condition. You can do the same posture with the knee softly bent. If your hands are not reaching on the floor, you might have to use a block, or you can place some books under your hands. Idea here is to lean on the toe, raising hips as high as you can. To come out of the posture, bend the knees softly. Look forward, hands on the hips, and come up. Bring feet together. Taking Samasthiti here. Close your eyes or look at a point. Preparing for Parsvottanasana. So coming at the back end of the mat, have your feet in V-shaped position. Stepping right foot forward about 3 feet away from the left foot. Checking your heels are not in one line. Hips are facing forward, hands on the hips. Create a gentle arch and look up. Exhale, push hips back, and we take a tabletop spine here. Just double check the knees are straight here. Back foot is at 45-degree angle. And only if you can go forward with the straight spine, we want to drop hands down. If you start rounding the back, again you might have to use block. Keep your hands in a higher position. If not block, you can just place some books under your hands, making sure the spine and legs are straight here. Now I'm keeping my fingertips down on the floor. I'm pushing my right hip upward, backward, and the left hip is coming slightly forward. That will keep the hips in square shape in one line. Only if you are steady enough and if you can go forward. With the straight spine, we want to bring chin on the right shin, just below the right knee. Give a little bend on the elbows if you are taking a full forward bend. If you are on the block or if your hands are on the book, keep looking forward and work on achieving straight spine with 2 straight legs. Now check here, your right foot and the left foot are equally active. Next inhale, lift the chest. Shift your left hand close to right foot. No change on the hip, no change on the leg position. Keep looking down, shift right hand on the hip and start to turn your chest to right wall. So we are rotating the spine here, chest opening to right wall, and only if you are truly stable enough, we want to stretch right arm up to ceiling. And if you can, we want to look up at the right thumb. Check again, the legs are strong, knees are straight, hips haven't moved, hips are in square shape in one line. We are rotating only the spine. You can keep looking down if you are losing balance. This is very much a balancing posture if you see. Tighten your navel and just check how you're breathing here. To come out, we are looking down, drop hands on the floor, bend the right knee softly, hands on the hips, and come up with a straight spine. Stepping right foot back. Come back to V-shaped position again. Okay, we are fixing right foot at 45 degree and step left foot forward. This is a medium stance and check your heels are offline. It shouldn't be in line with each other. Adjust your hips facing forward. You can be ready with the blocks or keep books next to your left foot. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale and take a tabletop position first. Now, if you know you will be rounding back as we have learned on the right side, you will be staying here with a little higher support. You can drop hands on the blocks or on the books. If you can go forward, hands can stay down on the floor with the straight spine. Okay, push your navel in. Let your right hip move forward a little and push your left hip backward. That will keep your hips in one straight line. Right, if you are truly stable enough here, we want to start reaching forward. Chin is coming close to left shin. Elbows softly bent. Now remember, if you round your back here, we want to stay halfway only. Wherever you can stay with a straight spine and with two straight legs. Okay, so practice being truthful to yourself. And we are staying here. Use your exhalation. Push the navel in. And double check your legs are equally pressed on the floor. So making sure we are not leaning on any one side. Right, preparing for the twist, look forward. Place right hand close to left foot. Again, you can stay a little higher on the block or on the book. Left hand on left hip and start to turn your chest. Preferably look down so that you don't lose balance. Remember, the legs are straight, active, no change on the hip position, and start turning only the chest. If you are steady enough, we can raise left arm up to ceiling. And if you are really steady, you can look up at left thumb. Right, just check the quality of your breath as you hold the posture. Keep checking the legs are still active. Checking any body part which is not active, we want to try and activate it. Becoming fully aware of the position. Next, exhale, hands down. Bend the left knee. Hands on the hips. Inhale and come up. Feet together and come back to Samasthiti. Look forward, or we can have eyes closed. Alright, we are stepping forward. Have your feet together. Inhale, arms reaching up, look up. Exhale and take a full forward bend. Stepping left leg back and drop left knee on the floor. Point your left toes back. You can push your left knee a little more back. Check your right knee, ankle are in one straight line. Interlock the fingers, keep it on the right thigh. Push hips forward. If you have sensitive knee, you can place a towel under your left knee. Here we will start to lift the chin up, chest open, push the chest back. Continue moving hips down and forward and keep reaching backward with your upper body. Pressing hands on the thigh, try to straighten your elbows completely. Making sure we are pressing both the foot equally on the floor. Inhale and slowly come up. Head lifts up last. Looking forward, dropping hands down. Keep your left hand close to right foot. We are bending the left knee and move your right arm back. Holding foot from outside towards the pinky toe. If your hands don't reach, you might have to use a scarf or maybe a yoga belt. Wrap it around the foot and then you can start pushing heel closer to the butt. Meanwhile, we are turning the chest to right side, so there is a twist. And if you find this easy, we can drop left forearm on the floor, creating a deeper stretch for the hip and keep pushing heel close to hip. Inhale, push heel away and push heel closer to hip. This is a great posture to work on hip flexor and to work on thighs, which are really tight and which are very important for the final posture of Hanumanasana. Letting go of the left leg, hands on the floor, and push your hips back. So there is no change here. I'm just pushing my hip back, flexing my right foot. Continue looking forward. Give a lift on the chest instead of rounding the back. If you round the back, you might need to keep your right knee softly bent. Just create an action of Bhujangasana spine, like any backward bend. Keep pushing hips back and make few longer exhalation. Relaxed breathing is the way to open up your hamstring very easily. Alright, exhale, we bend the right knee. Come back on all four. And then we want to switch the side. So bring left foot forward. Let your right knee go back a little. For sensitive knees, you can place something soft under the right knee. Double check your front knee, ankle are in line. Press your left foot firmly. Press right ankle firmly. Interlock the fingers, look up and prepare for the backward bend. Strong feet will give you a balanced posture. Work on straightening the elbow, keep pushing hips lower and chest is reaching back. Check the breathing here. Relaxing, exhalation. Slowly coming back to center, head lifts up last. Look forward. Fingertips on the floor. Bend your back knee. Left hand goes backward. Hold foot towards the pinky toe. If it doesn't reach, you can use strap or any scarf and start to push. Heel closer to hip. To make it a little more intense, you can drop right forearm down. Continue turning the chest, so we are also working on twisting the spine. Inhale, push leg away. One more time, exhale, push heel close to hip. Do that carefully, very gently, and make sure to breathe into the posture. Breathe into your right thigh. Taking one more breath here. Exhale the breath completely. Releasing right leg. Hands down. Take one more breath. Exhale and push hips back. This is the modified version of Hanumanasana. So remember, there is a backward bend that we want to create here, just so that we don't round the back. Keep pushing left hip backward. Toes, your ankles are flexed. And work on straightening the knee. That is without compromising on the straight spine. Relaxing the breathing here. Take one more breath. Exhale, bend left knee, coming on the knees and prepare for Veerasana. So my feet are apart. I'm sitting in between my feet. If your hips don't reach, you can place a pillow or few blankets under the hips. Have your knees together ideally, but if that's uncomfortable, you can have your knees apart slightly. Hands on the knees, straighten the spine. If you are truly stable, if your hips are on the floor, you will move on to the second step, which is forearms down. Give a lift on the chest and you can stay here. If you find this easy, then we are lying down all the way back on the floor. Your knees should be on the floor and there is no strain on the lower back. Okay, anytime if you feel discomfort on the knees or on the lower back, you will sit in the first position only. Right? If you are here, we want to move arms over the head, holding opposite elbows. There is a gentle arch here, so experiencing that, and breathe through chest. Eyes gently closed. Spending some time here and letting those hip flexors open up again. Working on the spine and the shoulder at the same time. To come out in the reverse, come back on forearms. Lift the chest, come back on the hand. Drop hands down, lift the hips. Turn toes to one side. And let's prepare for Baddha Konasana. So we have soles together, working on inner thighs on the groins. If your knees are off the floor, you might have to walk your legs forward a little. Otherwise, your heel is one fist away from the body. Holding foot, fingers outside and thumb inside the foot. Give a lift on the chest. Exhale and start to bend forward. Again, we can stay half away but with a straight spine. So if you are half away, absolutely fine. Stay there with the knees down with the breath awareness. And with the regular practice, eventually you will have your chin on the floor. And that will happen one day. So choose your position with a straight spine. We can have eyes closed. Keep your navel gently engaged to support the lower back. And we want to stay here. Work on making deep inhalation and exhaling the breath out completely. Right, take one more breath here. Look forward. Coming up all the way. Hands on the knees. Bring knees together. And we are preparing for Agni Stambha. So have your left leg down, your left knee ankle in one line. Right leg is on top. Flexing both the ankle and we are stacking knee and heel on top of each other. Give a lift on the chest. So the first step for anybody with the tight hips, we want to have hands behind the hips. And give a lift on the chest. Keep pressing right knee down at the same time. If you can do this comfortably, we want to move both the hands to left side. So turning chest to left wall and we can just stay there. If you are really flexible enough, we can drop elbows down. So forearms down, continue lifting chest. The upper body is facing to your left wall completely. Check back on the ankles are still flexed and we are staying here. There is a gentle twist. There is a side stretch happening on both the love handles. Eyes can stay closed here and breathing through chest. Let's take one more breath here. Exhale, come back on hands and back to center. Alright, let's switch the sides. So your right leg is down, left leg is on top, stacking knee and heel on top of each other. First position, hands behind hips, lift the chest. And push left knee down. Second position, you can walk hands forward, open up the chest. And if this is all right, we are turning to the right corner. Only if your hips and knees are perfectly placed, then only take this position. Turning chest to right wall, and if you are really steady, flexible enough, drop your elbows down. Continue lifting chest and keep pushing left knee downward, making sure both the hips are on the floor. Eyes closed, and let's take few deep breaths. Alright, next inhale, we come back to center and very carefully release the posture. We are lying down on the back for Ananda Balasana. So just double check, keep your neck relaxed, shoulders relaxed. Bring both the knees on the chest and hold foot from outside. So your arms are inside your legs, holding foot from outside, separating the legs, and start to push your knees downward. Checking the lower back is on the floor, elbows softly bend. Anytime if you start lifting your lower back up, make sure you push it downward, otherwise that will create a lot of strain on the lower back. This is an excellent posture after long day's work that will help you relieve the stress from the lower back. And in general, it's a great posture for any back condition. Just make sure you tighten your navel. Pelvic floor is tightly squeezed and relax the breathing. We want to start rolling right to left and left to right, and maybe straighten one leg at a time. So bending one knee, trying to straighten the other knee. Or you can try straightening both the legs with the lower back on the floor. So separating the legs wide, straightening the knees, heels pointing upward, pushing the navel in. One more breath here. Exhale and bend the knees. Knees together. Keep your right knee to chest. Release left leg down and straight. For back condition, you can keep left foot on the floor with the left knee bent. Hold your right ankle with both the hands. Right toes pointing up. Inhale, bend your right knee, bring it on the chest. Exhale and straighten the knee. Inhale, right knee bend. Exhale and straighten. And this time we are staying here with a straight leg. Continue straightening. If your leg is straight, you can try pulling leg closer to face. You can walk hands upward, holding sole of the right foot. Pushing right foot down very consciously with a straight knee. Give a gentle bend on the elbow. Breathing into the right hamstring. Relaxing the breath. And making sure the stretch is neither too strong nor it's too soft. Doing it very consciously. We are staying here for 2 more breaths. Use exhale to pull leg downward. 1 more breath. Exhale, bend the right knee. Arms around the right knee, stretching the right hip. Exhale and slowly release. So right leg is down. For back condition, you can modify it a little. You can drop right foot down with the right knee bent. Left knee is on the chest. Holding left ankle with both hands. Inhale, bring knee to chest. Exhale and straighten the left leg. Inhale, bending. Exhale and straighten. One more time. Inhale, we bend. Exhale and straighten. We want to stay here. If you know this is already too much for you, we can just stay here. And if you can, start to pull leg closer to face. You can walk hands on the foot, interlocking the fingers. Give a bend on the elbow, and with the full awareness, start to push leg closer to face. Remember not to overstretch, not to be too hard on the hamstring. That will happen with the time. So just make sure you are breathing into the hamstring. Have your deep inhalation and longer exhalation. One side is always different than the other, so see if this side is easy for you or it's difficult than the right side. Staying here, 2 more breaths. 1 more. Exhale, bend the left knee, hugging into the chest. Exhale and slowly release. Alright, we are preparing for Shavasana now. Adjust the body and just double check. All the body parts are relaxed completely. Your legs apart. Shoulder, arms relaxing. Lower back relaxed. Neck and face relaxing. Eyes gently closed. Just take a moment and observe how you are feeling on your legs, your hamstring, on your hips right now. Most of the time we are not aware about our own feelings, especially if they are tilted on the negative side. We like to avoid it, or we like to engage ourselves in different activities. So take this time as an opportunity. Feel what you are feeling, observe it, and stay with it. And that is the only way to overcome the negative emotions. Stay here as long as you like. I'll see you in the next video. Please take care.